Sam, a YouTuber from Cleveland, has been uploading videos of his stealth camping trips on the Northwest Wind since 2016. Stealth camping means park in a camper van anywhere, sometimes in neighborhoods, sometimes deep in the woods without paying for a spot. Most trips are peaceful, but this one would be different. In January 2024, Sam decided to camp in the woods near Cleveland. He left his van at a nearby dog park. On his way into the woods, he found a camping tent that had been shredded to pieces. It was strange, but he decided to keep going. He continued deeper into the woods, eventually setting up his own tent and preparing for the night. At first, everything seemed normal. He cooked dinner, settled in, and tried to relax. After sun started to set, he noticed something. A couple of people walking nearby, not saying anything, just passing through. Still, something about them felt off. That feeling should have been enough to leave, but he stayed. And later that night, as he lay inside his tent, he started hearing footsteps. Close, too close.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Hello? Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. Hello? Alright, I'm getting the here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? With me. With me here. Holy crap, get away. What do you want?
He tried to stay calm, hoping it was nothing, but the footsteps didn't stop. Instead, they began circling his tent back and forth around him. There was no answer, just movement. This wasn't someone passing by. Whoever was out there knew exactly what they were doing. Panic started to set in. He grabbed what he could and stepped outside, and that's when he saw them, standing just a few feet away, barely visible in the darkness. Not running, not speaking, just watching him.
They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. I know you're there. I see you. They collapsed my tent on me and pulled the fly off while I was still in there. It smells like someone's smoking a cigarette too. I smell your cigarette. I smell your cigarette. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I have a knife. I smell your cigarette. I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. Should I just call the police now or do I just go? All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, get the hell out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me.
He didn't stop running until he finally reached his van and drove away, leaving most of his belongings behind. The next morning, he returned to the campsite. It had been disturbed, but strangely, nothing was taken. So, what were they doing out there? Were they trying to scare him, or was something worse about to happen before he ran? It's impossible to know for sure, but one thing is certain. Sam trusted his instincts that night, and it may have saved his life, because sometimes it's not the wilderness you should be afraid of. It's the people hiding inside it. Grizzlygas is a camping YouTuber from the UK who shares his outdoor adventures, often hiking and camping in remote areas with his French bulldog. His videos are usually calm and relaxing, even when he's dealing with harsh weather or unexpected wildlife encounters. But this particular trip turned into something far more unsettling. In April 2023, Gaz headed out for another camping trip deep in the woods. At first, everything went exactly as planned. He set up his tent, gathered wood, and prepared a fire, while Fendi stayed close by. As the sun began to set, the atmosphere felt peaceful. It's another quiet night in the wilderness. The sun goes down. Out of nowhere, a man appeared at his campsite. No sound of someone approaching. The man, who introduced himself as Martin, asked Gaz for a beer and some food. It was an unusual request, especially in the middle of nowhere. Still, Gaz has decided to let him stay and even offered him a steak.
Pot boiling for some mash. And I've got a visitor. Creeped up behind me asking me if I had a light. I shit me pants. This is Martin anyway. I don't know him, but he's stopping for a steak.
Just some random creep wandering about.
You went round here in a poncho a couple of months ago, were you?
I don't think I was. I could have been.
Right, gonna get these cooked up.
At first, the situation seemed harmless, but something about Martin felt off. The way he spoke, the way he carried himself, it didn't feel normal. It was a strange and uncomfortable conversation, but nothing openly threatening, until something even stranger happened. While Gaz briefly turned away to chop more wood, Martin simply disappeared. No goodbye, no thank you. Just gone. That moment changed everything. What started as a random encounter now felt unsettling. Gaz began to think about what could happen next if Martin knew he was out there alone with expensive gear. What if he came back? And what if he didn't come back alone? Gaz decided not to take any chances. He packed up and left the campsite before the night even began. But before leaving, he set up a trail camera, pointing it toward the area just in case something happened after he was gone. The next morning, he returned, but something wasn't right. The camera was gone. So, what really happened that night? Was Martin just a lost man, confused and passing through? Or did he come back, knowing exactly what he was doing? We may never know, but one thing is certain. Leaving that night was the smartest decision Gaz could have made, because sometimes it's not the isolation of the woods that's dangerous, it's the people you unexpectedly find in them. Shan is the creator behind Love Sundays, is known for his peaceful solo camping trips across the UK. His videos are usually calm, quiet, and relaxing. But in this particular trip, something happened that completely broke that calm. He parked his van on the side of a quiet road near the woods and spent the day exploring the area. After walking through the forest and enjoying the scenery, he returned to his van, made himself some dinner, and later went back out for a short evening stroll. Everything felt normal. Nothing seemed out of place. That night, around 9 p.m., he went to sleep inside the van, expecting a quiet night like always. But hours later, at around 3 in the morning, something woke him up.
Cozy. All being well, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. A car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van. So I was just woken up because I heard a car pull up, and it was at the front of the van. So I got up.
In the middle of the night, in a quiet, isolated area, that's the last thing you want to hear. Sean quickly pulled back the curtain to see what was going on, but the moment he did, the people outside got back into their car and drove off without saying a word. At that point, it seemed like nothing more than a strange late-night encounter, and eventually, Shan went back to sleep. But the real problem wasn't over yet. The next morning, when he tried to step outside, something felt off. That's when he realized what had actually happened.
Right, well I think we should at least go outside and see how miserable the weather is. My door's stuck. What the actual... See that? So here's the, it was obviously just people wanting to f*** about and just be funny, I guess, but how dangerous is that, locking someone in their van? Let me check the back door. Well, there's nothing on this one because they wouldn't have been able to tie it to anything, would they? There's no way they could have done that door anyway.
Why would someone do that? Maybe it was a prank. Maybe they were trying to buy time to steal something. Whatever the reason was, it's unsettling. Because in that moment, Shan had no control. If something worse had happened, he wouldn't have been able to get out quickly. Thankfully, he managed to cut the zip ties and get out safely. Nothing else was taken and he wasn't harmed. But situations like this are a reminder that sometimes the real danger isn't wildlife or the environment. It's people. And when you're alone in a place like that, you never really know who might show up in the darkness.